Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Today we will discuss something about singularity and how we can calculate the residue at singularity. Okay. So first, all of you have known that this expression is called a Laurent series expansion. Okay. So this is called a Laurent series expansion around the point z equals to z naught. Now if you carefully see, this one is nothing but the Taylor series expansion at z equals to z naught, and this one is the negative part. Now this part is called principal part of Laurent series. Now commonly we will be discussing with singularity. So for that you need to know what is a singular point. So a singular point is that point where the function is not analytic, that is the function will not be differentiable, but if you have taken some neighborhood of that point, in there some of the point the function will be differentiable. For example, say if I take fz equals to 1 by z, now at z equals to 0 the function will not be differentiable, but if you take any neighborhood of 0, here the function will be differentiable. So that is means the singular point. So the singular point means there the function will not be differentiable, but if you have taken some neighborhood of that point, there the function will be differentiable at least for some point. Okay. So this is one of the thing, very important thing. So commonly for a rational function, say fz equals to, if I write z plus 1 divided by z square into z minus 2, when you need to find the singular point, what you have to do, you have to make the denominator 0. So that will give you z equals to 0 or 2. So there may be two singular points where the function will not be differentiable. Okay. So always you try to remember, whenever you have to find singularity or singular point, the maximum 99% of the time you have to make the denominator 0. So now you have seen, say this is z equals to 0, this is z equals to 2. So there is a gap between 0 and 2. So this kind of singular point is called isolated singular point. That is, in between two singular points there must be some gap. When this kind of gaps will be there, we can say these singular points are isolated, that is they are separated with each other. Okay. So basically we will be discussing with isolated singular point. Now, so what we have discussed, that when we try to find any singular point, we need to make the denominator 0. Now if you have seen the Laurent series expansion, so the Laurent series expansion, the principal part, that is this part, this is called the principal part. This part, the denominator is there, because in the first part there is a Taylor series, so there is no problem, but the second part is the problematic part, so there is the denominator. So we can understand that for a Laurent series the singularity will happen in the principal part or in the second part. So we have to concentrate on the second part. Now if I just write this second part, what it will be? It will be b1 by z minus z naught plus b2 by z minus z naught square and so on. So there will be infinite number of terms in the principal part. Now there may be three cases. Case 1, say bi are 0, that is all the b1, b2 all are 0. So that means this part is 0. When this is there, then z naught is called removable singular point. Case number 2, when b1, b2, say bm are non-zero, that is first few terms are non-zero, then all other 0. So bi equals to 0 when I greater than m. So that is, say first 3 terms are non-zero, then all are 0. So this part will have finite number of terms. Then z0, this point is called a pole of order m, that is the highest term. Up to this it is non-zero. Case 3, when bi not equals to 0, that is all the series will be infinitely long, then z0 is called essential singularity. So basically there are 3 kind of singularity. One is removable. So removable means the whole principal part will be 0, all b1, b2, b3 up to b infinity all will be 0. Then it comes to pole. Suppose b1, b2, b3 up to b5 it is non-zero, then b6 onwards all are 0, then it will be a pole of order 5. Then now if nothing is 0, then it will be essential singularity. And which point? This z minus whatever point is there, that point. Okay. So now let us do some problem and let us just check that how this works. So let me give some example. So number 1, fz equals to sin z by z. If I take this now, so commonly we can understand that if I make the denominator 0, so z equals to 0 will be some singular point. But what kind of singular point? Because denominator z equals to 0. Okay. Now sin z means, so this will be 1 by z. We know the expansion of sin z, that will be z minus z cube by 3 factorial plus z to the power 5 by 5 factorial and so on. So if I just simplify, it should be 1 minus z square by 3 factorial plus z to the power 4 by 5 factorial and so on. Now in this series we have seen that all the powers are in the positive, that is nothing 1 by z or 1 by z square or 1 by z something is there. So here it can be written basically summation n z to the power n plus there is no principal part. So that is bi are 0 for all I, because all the powers are there in the numerator, there is no power in the denominator. So it is a removable singular point. So z equals to 0 is a removable singular point. Understand? Now the same problem I want to change a little bit and let's see what will be the case. So I think you can understand this one. Say problem number 2, if I make z to the power 4, so this will be 1 by z to the power 4. Now if I just simplify, it will be 1 by z cube minus 1 by 3 factorial into 1 by z plus z by 5 factorial minus z square by 7 factorial and so on. Now look into this one. In this expansion there are 2 terms where the z is there in the denominator. So this part will be principal part, okay, and this part we don't consider. Now how many terms are there? Only 2 terms are there. So that is b1 equals to minus 1 by 3 factorial, b2 equals to 0, b3 equals to 1, b1 equals to this one, because b1 by z, then b2 will be 0, there is no term of 1 by z square, and b3 will be 1. So there are all finite number of parts, all other are 0, like b4, b5, all are 0. So this is called, so z equals to 0 is a pole of order 3 because the highest degree is 3. So z equals to 0 is a pole of order 3. So you can understand how we differentiate or how we can identify the singular point, removable and pole. Now example number 3, let me give another example. Say e to the power 1 by z. So what we know, e to the power x means it will be 1 plus x. So that is 1 by z plus 1 by z square into 2 factorial plus 1 by 3 factorial into 1 by z cube and so on. So now here we have seen that 1 by z, 1 by z square, 1 by z cube, there are infinite number of terms in the denominator. Nothing is 0. So here z equals to 0 is essential singularity. Essential singularity. Okay, so there are these 3 kind of singularities are there, which is called removable, pole, essential singularity. Now, so basically what we have seen that you need a Lorentz series expansion. So what is the Lorentz series expansion? This is something, right, a to the power n z minus z naught power n. So n equals to 0 to infinity plus summation b n divided by z minus z naught power n, n equals to 1 to infinity. So our main concentration will be on this part, because this part is okay, there is no problem. The problem will be there in this part. So this part, if I just highlight this part is b1 by plus b2 by. Now based on this criteria we can identify which one is removable singularity, which one is pole, which one is essential singularity. Now here is one important concept. This b1, that is the first coefficient, this b1 is called residue of fz at z naught. So what is the meaning of residue? The residue is the first term, the first coefficient of the principal part of Lorentz series around a point z naught. So that's all for this class. In next class we discuss in details about this residue and how we can find residue, how we can apply this residue theorem to our day-to-day life and calculation. Thank you.